Hey there, projectors. Thanks for joining me today for your intuitive reading. If you're new to the channel, I do my readings based on the 5 human design types, and I use oracle cards, tarot, and sometimes runes. Moving forward, all of my readings will be non-date specific, and I will just create them in a rolling order of the 5 types, starting with manifestors, then projectors, manifesting generators, reflectors, and then generators. And I think that's it. All right, let's get started. So the first card that came up was Fox Spirit in reverse. Think on your feet. So this can mean one of two things. One, are you camouflaging yourself to avoid intimacy? Like, are you not embodying the total picture of your authentic self? You know, are you holding back? So that's one possible thing. It's asking you to tune into each moment and really be present so that you can intuitively and creatively react and navigate to your situation. Okay, and really the second thing that would come out of this is you're currently in a tricky situation, trickier than you may have thought before. You're feeling a little bit hesitant or afraid to make a move, and definitely don't want to make a mistake. You're overthinking, and by overthinking, you're avoiding taking action. Okay, so that's Fox Spirit. And what came out with that was the Knight of Arrows, Hawk. So Hawk always talks to me about perspective, having a clear vision, that really keen sight. And it's also sort of what you need to stand up for, and really considering, like, what code do you live by? What ideals do you hold? What things are you not willing to compromise on? Those things that are so dear to your heart, that are just part of your true being, that, you know, if someone goes against that, it really rubs you the wrong way. Especially when we're talking about new friends, new partners, and things like that. I mean, obviously we don't get to choose our family, but we can choose how we act with our family. But when we're choosing our friends and partners, we do have a lot of agency there. And so if there are things that, don't feel right to you, and you feel like you're compromising just because you would like rather have the relationship or the connection than be alone or wait for the next thing that is actually more in alignment with you. So yeah, consider that. And I think the more that, if you are camouflaging yourself, the more that you become your true self and let that out into the open, it's like you're sending up a bat signal, to all the people that really will resonate with you. And I think you'll encounter more like minds and like souls for you to have fulfilling relationships with. Okay, so the next message is about what you're moving away from. What came up in reverse was Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted. This is asking Do you wish you could run away from your past or run away from your mistakes? You need to recognize that you've learned huge lessons. Like, stop beating yourself up for what has happened and your part in it, because those were enormous moments of growth, and you have amassed major wisdom from going through those things. So let whatever like grief or anger move through you, and don't disown the parts of you that have felt embarrassed, disappointed, or shamed, and allow the beauty to arise from the ugliness. I think that's this message of nothing is wasted is, something really good can come from something pretty ugly. It's asking you to hang in there and know how much you are loved. So the card that comes out with this is the Three of Arrows, card of jealousy. So this reading is feeling to me like there is some residual anger, resentment, feelings around some relationship in your past or in your current situation. This card can talk about envy, resentment towards your family, your friends, your associates, and sometimes it's born out of your own emotional insecurity. It can also stem from loss, from that grief of what happened, what took place, and sort of feeling sorry for yourself a little bit, having a bit of a pity party. What you can do to move away from this, this feeling that, like, why did I waste all this time? Why did I invest so much in these situations that weren't right for me? And moving away from this feeling of jealousy really doesn't serve anyone involved in it. It's pretty, it's like it just feeds. It's, parasitic. So to heal this piece, to put it behind you, humility, acceptance, forgiveness are really key things to help you move past that. It's asking you to refocus your energy and really regain your creative momentum. Because if you can free yourself up from all the energy you're putting towards what has happened, the mistakes, the feeling of loss, and this jealousy of maybe there's you're perceiving that an ex or maybe a previous employer or something, is doing better than you, is having enjoying their life more than you. And, it kind of stings and you're just really gets under your skin. If you can take the energy that you're putting towards that and put it towards your creative momentum, you'll be really surprised, I think, with where that can lead you. Okay, let's see. The last message coming up here is Rabbit Spirit. This also came out reversed. Now is a lucky time. That's good to hear. All right, so In reverse, this is asking if you have been hesitant to shine your light brightly. Have you been reluctant to dance with abandon? Do you have a fear of showing up fully because you think that you will be embarrassed, you will be shamed, you will be punished? And these are natural things. That sounds dramatic, right? But if you think about the possibility of past lives where, let's say you are a really gifted individual. Maybe you had abilities with natural medicine and herbs and healing. Well, in a long time ago, and there's still plenty of this around today, but people are afraid of what they don't understand. And in many past lives, people experienced this being persecuted for showing up in their full selves, being persecuted for their abilities, for their gifts, and being declared something that was, called names that were very negative and, people saw as evil, and were punished and tortured and imprisoned and killed. So, if you entertain the idea of reincarnation and our soul coming into this life, having lived other lives, you can understand that even the simple act in this life of just showing up more fully, being more yourself, being a little bit out there can be triggering, can be fearful, even though it seems pretty low stakes. Subconsciously, that's a really scary thing. But showing up fully, being yourself, this talks about abundance coming from that. Like, the more you embody that high vibration and really shine your light out and shift out of that negative jealousy, envy energies, you're just going to attract the things that you want, the thing that your soul really desires. And the card that comes out with this, which is perfect, Six of Bows, abundance. What's not to love? It talks about reaping the benefits of all those hard-won lessons, all that hard-won wisdom, reaping the benefits of all that. You earned that. It's about being open to receiving, being open to the dance, to the flow of life. The more you can let go of that resistance and be in the flow and really be present and show up and have gratitude for what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what you have, the people that are coming into your experience, I think you're just going to attract more and more of that abundance of what you really want and what you've been looking for so long. And, it's a little bit, like we talked about, it's a little bit scary to show up fully. But I think once you get over that little hurdle, I think you'll find a lot of inner peace. There was so much tension there, but once you just face it and you get used to shining that light, you realize how good it feels to be you and use your power. So I think that's your message for today. So if you know if a relationship or a perspective from your past is sort of clogging up the works, really just let it go and realize it's not for naught. It's you've gained a lot here, and refocus that energy towards your creative momentum and showing up and having fun, getting in that fun frequency, and really attracting what it is you want. So please share your thoughts. I'll be curious to see what you're attracting into your life and what you're putting behind you. And I will see you next time. Take care.